Hello, hello, crafty friends. Stacy here, Crafty Diva USA, and I know I'm a little bit late. I apologize. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I should be here 7 p.m. Eastern Time, but unfortunately, I had a little bit of technical difficulties before. So hopefully, you are catching me again this evening, and welcome to my 8 weeks Christmas card making series. So each week, I'm featuring either a easy duplicatable gift card holder or an easy card sketch for you to duplicate, replicate, mass produce, whatever you want to do in your holiday gifting. So if you're here with me, say hello. I'd love to give you a shout out. If you're catching me on replay, thank you so much. I appreciate you finding me. And once this video airs tonight and I process it, I do have a tutorial for you with cutting and assembly directions. I just have to wait for this video to finish up so that I can add the link there. So hopefully I'm not having any audio problems and you can hear me and I could see my mic moving. So I'm sure we are doing great. So what I have here is we are on week 3. So this was week 1. We did a gift card holder. This was a fun gift card gifty holder. Love this kind of all-in-one type present, right? So that was week 1. Week 2 was a nice, easy card sketch that's super easy to duplicate. And we also stamped our envelopes, so that was super fun. And now, week 3, we have this Santa gift card holder. So let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see this. Super fun. Merry Christmas. I have my gift card on the back there and has a nice slot for that to easily fit in. So this is what we're going to make tonight. I'm also going to do some heat embossing. So if you stick with me, I'll show you how to do heat embossing so you get that nice shine, embossed enamel type look. So that's what we're going to make tonight. I'm going to go through some of the dimensions with you, but again, that will all be on your tutorial for you to download. So the main parts to make this gift card holders, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and one is 5 by 5 and the other is 3 by 5.5. So you're going to need the same cardstock, and those are your 2 cuts there. Then you're going to need a piece of white, and this is cut at 3 7/8 by 3 1/8. And then I opted for garden green, and this is cut at 4 by 3 1/4. And these 2 are just going to layer itself, and that's for your inside sentiment. Then you're going to need some DSP, and this is all the DSP that you're going to need. And one is cut at 5 3/8 by 1 3/8, and the other is 2.5 by 1 3/8. So truly, that's really all you need to make the basics of the gift card holder. So what I added in is some glitter cardstock. These are both cut at 1/2 inch by 5 3/8 and by 2.5. And if you notice on this card, I used ribbon across the top and down the middle there. But on this card here, I'm going to opt for using the glitter cardstock across there. So that's what I did. I used some silver foil cardstock scrap just to cut out this frame, and some white to cut out that layering frame. I'll show you what I used there. And then I used I have some white glitter in cardstock in my stash, and I just cut out 2 fun little snowflakes there. And then some of the items that I'm featuring. So this is the traditional labels die, and that's those 2 labels right there that I used, and that is the silver and the white, that middle and that top one, those 2 right there. This is a great versatile set for any of your card making for your sentiment. So this, even though it came out for Christmas, is something that you will want in your stash. So I use the Keeping Traditions stamp set. And again, I keep using this Make Merry. I don't know why. I've used it multiple times. I just love the font. So I used the Make Merry, and that's what I heat embossed on the front. So I used that set. And I figured I'm bringing in a lot of different stamp sets in this because maybe you've been purchasing them as they've been coming out. So now let's use them, right? So here I use the traditional labels, and that's where I got the to and from. Then Jolly Holly, I also use that, and that's where I got the Merry Christmas for my inside. That was the perfect size for the inside there. And then, of course, my Festive Friends that I just cannot get enough of. I continue to use. I'm sorry if I use it throughout my entire 8 weeks. It's my favorite set this Christmas, but I did make this fun Santa. And you'll see that on his mustache, I used my Wink of Stella or your shimmer brush, whichever you have. But then on his pom-pom and his hat and the trim of his coat, I used my stickles. And some of you may have this in your stash. I used the Stardust. I have a whole bunch of these from my C2MH days. So that's what I had brought in and used there. So let's get to creating this super easy gift card. Now you can do this just because I'm doing this as a Christmas gift card holder, but you can do this certainly for birthdays or anything that you prefer. So, okay, what are we going to do first? We're going to bring in our pieces of our cardstock, and we need to make 2 score lines on this. So I am going to bring in my Stampin' Up trimmer, and we all know we have our trimmer blade and our score blade. So just make sure you're using the lighter of the 2, and we're going to make 2 score marks. So you're going to want to take your 3 by, what is this one? 3 by 5.5, and we're going to score that right down the middle at 1.5. So you're just going to do 1 score and get that out of the way. Then you're going to bring in your 5 by 5, and we're going to score that right down the middle at 2.5. Okay, and that's all of the score marks that we need to do for this card. So now we're going to take our 5 by 5, and we're just going to fold that in. And I'm not going to super heavy crease, and you can come in with your bone folder if you want, but I want to leave this kind of loose, and let me show you why. Because when we seal it, I want it to sit. See, I'm not closing that. See how there's a little bit of a gap in there? It's not completely flat, because that allows me, see, I'm pushing that with my hand, that allows me a nice opening to fit my gift card in there, and it's not pulling or tearing on anything. So you don't want to be so put tight with this, just fold it, push it down a little bit. What we're going to do is I'm going to take some tear and tape, and I'm going to put it on this edge and this edge. And you all know I love to use my 1/8 of an inch. I get this on Amazon. Stampin' Up does not sell 1/8 of an inch, but I absolutely love this. If anyone needs this, I have all of my favorite things from Amazon. I can absolutely send you the link. So I'm going to put a little piece here, and then another piece here. Okay. And we're going to pull those pieces off. And now we're going to seal this together. But just like I was saying, we're just going to seal it together, but not be so tight. Like, see how I have a little bit of a, there you go. A little bit of a gap right there. I kind of left, a little opening. And that's all you want to do. All right, so next, let me zoom out a little bit. Next, let's get all of our stamping out of the way. So you're going to want to bring in this white piece right here, and whatever you're doing for your sentiment. So tonight we're going to do some heat embossing, so I'm going to show you that. But let's get all the stamping out of the way. So I have my Merry Christmas already on a block and my to and from, and I'm going to be using my Real Red ink. Oh, actually, I'm going to, because you have to kind of know where you're going to line this up for your stamping. So actually, we have to build the top. We have to build the top of our gift card first before we do the stamping, so that you know exactly where to stamp. So let's do that first. So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere these two pieces together. So let's do that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to come in with that other piece of cardstock. Remember where we did that 1.5-inch score down the middle? Same deal here. We're just going to fold that in half. But now we're going to take a piece of tear and tape, and we are going to put our tear and tape along the bottom edge of one side. And again, I'm using my 1/8 of an inch here. On this, it doesn't matter. You can use thicker tear and tape, but I'm just using that because it's right on my station. So right across. And then that little piece that I have left, I'm going to use. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you're going to take, before we pull any of the backing off, just showing you what we're going to do. So you're going to take your base of your gift card holder, you're going to put in your sentiment layer and all the way push it down. So that's all that's hanging out, about 1/2 of an inch, right? That is what you are going to cover. Okay, do you see what I did there? So you make sure this is all the way pushed down, okay? And that's going to go there. So this extra piece that I had of tear and tape, I'm just going to put right there. So when I fold this down, there's going to be some adhesive here. There's going to be some adhesive here. And now I have another little piece of adhesive here. Okay, if you wanted to add a little extra adhesive here, you absolutely could, which I think I might just do that. Okay, just like that. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to pull off this layer. And get it in place before you push it down. Once you have it in place, seal it. Then that creates your card. So this is truly the entire gift card. And now you can go ahead and decorate this however you want. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So now we can go back to our stamping, because now we can actually see where our Merry Christmas is going to go, to make sure that we wouldn't have covered it with that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to bring back in my Real Red. I'm going to stamp up Merry Christmas. Ink up Merry Christmas. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center. All right. Now I'm going to I already have my to and from lined up. The bottom left corner is where I'm going to do that. Okay. That is all I need Real Red for. Just like that. All right. Moving right along. So now stamping, let's do our heat embossing. So now I'm going to bring in the supplies for my heat embossing. I have my Make Merry loaded on my block. I have my Versamark ink. I have my embossing buddy. I have my silver heat embossing powder. And I have a coffee filter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece of cardstock that I'm going to be stamping on, and I'm going to take my embossing buddy, which this is just powder in here, and I'm going to rub it on there because that helps allow the embossing powder not to stick where you don't want it to stick, right? I am going to get here they are, my tweezers, because I need those. Okay, and I have my Stampin' Up! Heat gun. I do have my new heat gun. You all know that I was in need of one, so I got that not too long ago. And I am going to just stamp in my Versamark ink. I'm going to load up Merry Christmas with lots of the ink. I'm going to close that up. I'm going to stamp this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to hold my sentiment. First, I'll get the lid off here. I'm going to sprinkle my embossing powder. Don't be shy, because that's what this coffee filter is for. It catches everything, right? And then I tap, 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 tap. And when you think it looks good, you can blow on it. First thing I do is now I'm going to clean this up, because if I turn my heat gun on, this is going to go all over. So that just captures all of my that is now all cleaned up. I can get that out of the way. I'm going to come in now. Again, make sure I'm good here. Apologize for the sound. Okay. You can see that great shine. Look at that. I love heat embossing. Okay, so that is done. I'm going to put a few pop dots on the back of my Make Merry sentiment. I'm going to pop that on the back of that. Okay, so that's ready. Now I'm going to come back in with my gift card base. Make sure I'm on the right side here. Yeah. So now I'm going to take my DSP and I'm going to adhere that to the proper location. This is just going to go right along the top, leaving a little bit of that 1/8 of an inch real red poking out, just like that. All right, and now this piece of glitter cardstock or ribbon, whichever you prefer to use, just goes right in the middle, right like that. So you can adhere that if you're ready. And that just matches up with the DSP. You got that right in the center. And now I'm going to take this piece. If you want to adhere your glitter cardstock first, you could do that. Right down, eyeball the center there. Looks pretty good. And then this piece will just go in the middle there. And, you can decorate this however you prefer. Looks good. I don't know why I'm getting so much adhesive smudge. Okay, looks good, right? So now I want to just put my sentiment there, and I'm going to use liquid glue since I already popped it up. I don't want to run my tape runner over that. So this is just going to go right in the middle, right about there. Okay. Make sure it's here down. Okay. And now for that fun Santa, like I said, I had stamped him in my Memento Black. I colored him using my light Real Red Stampin' Blend and my light Basic Black Stampin' Blend. Okay, I used my Wink of Stella on his mustache. In my stash, I had a fair, it's like a Copic marker, fair skin. So I did that for his skin tone there. Hey, Kara. And then like I said, for the trim of his coat, for his pom-pom and his hat, I used my Stardust stickles. So that's how I did that. And I went ahead and done that already for the sake of time for the video. But I'm going to pop my Santa up off to the side here. I hope you like my 8 weeks Christmas card making series. Like I said, each week I am bringing you a very easy, duplicatable Christmas card sketch or gift card holder or little gifty project. So I hope you're enjoying them. This is week 3. Okay. And next, I have these traditional sparkling sequences, 165875. They're like little pre-cut, little punch outs, flat. They're kind of flat, little punch outs of glitter cardstock. That's exactly what they are, as if you had a tiny little punch and you made all these punches with your glitter cardstock. So that is what I'm going to use. A few of these here. I'm going to use the red ones. So I'm going to do a big one and a small one. And then a big one. Let's do another. I don't want to put it here because I think it might clash. I have the bow here. Let's do big one and small one. Okay. Then these little snowflakes are from also the Festive Friends Bundle. So I'm going to put one of them, if I follow the same as that, and one I'm going to put right here. So we're going to use the liquid glue. Hopefully that adhered to the glitter cardstock. If not, I know the glue dots will work. Might have to use glue dots. Might have to use glue dots there. Maybe not. No, it looks like it might be sticking. Okay. Looks like we are finished with week 3 of our Christmas gift card holder. So this was tonight's card. Merry Christmas to from, and you could again just put your gift card on the back. All I did was use a glue dot, and as long as you have that nice gap there for it to flow in and out freely, it sits in there really nicely. So that is tonight's card. I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. And again, if you just give me a little while, and once I process this video up on YouTube, you will find an assembly and cutting direction so you can create one of these. And I hope you do. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And again, I appreciate you coming back and catching me on the replay. And if you're here with me, please give me a shout out. I'd love to say hi to you. If you're new to my channel, thank you for finding me. And again, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And make sure you come back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. It should be 7 p.m. Eastern time for week 4. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your night. Take care now.